Hello and welcome back to Everybody Hates Barney, and we're actually gonna try and see whether we can expand our territory just a little bit. And I haven't actually updated the series in quite some time, just because I thought it was kind of done, you know? There was not really very much more for us to do, as I had already kind of accomplished everything I wanted to, which was to create our own faction and to establish a somewhat stable base of operations, which is exactly what I did. You know, we managed to do that, and well, the only thing that we can do now is, as I say, try to expand a little bit and see what happens. But as I say, this very much now, unfortunately, because I was actually really enjoying the new style of play, because obviously we were instituting a bunch of different rules, like we can only recruit prisoners, we can't recruit from villages, we can't participate in tournaments or arena fights or anything like that. Well, we can do tournaments to a certain degree, I suppose, now, because it's not really going to provide us with a significant benefit or anything like that. But anyway, point is, we instituted a bunch of rules, and that was really fun, in my opinion. I actually had a great deal of fun with this series. I actually really liked it a huge amount. Unfortunately, as is always the case when Bannerlord and indeed Warband, both games have a similar problem, when they get to this point, you then kind of get to this really weird area of gameplay where it's pretty much just the same thing again and again, which obviously is kind of the whole point about the gameplay, because let's face it, you know, games do generally tend to have loops, right? They do generally tend to have loops where, you know, you do the same thing again and again. But obviously, if you're playing a game that you're actually, you know, thinking to yourself, oh yeah, this is really satisfying or really enjoyable or whatever, then maybe you're not going to notice it as much. But maybe that's because I've played the game for such a significant amount of time that I actually see that. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, we're going to enter a case of the same kind of gameplay that we'd actually see in a normal playthrough. And from my perspective, I don't think that's particularly riveting, but the thing is, I actually feel like maybe it would be cool just to show a little bit extra here, just to see kind of what happens, because obviously we are not the strongest faction or anything like that. I have one vassal, we have a number of fiefs, I have been playing a little bit off screen, so I do have a handful of fiefs. I gave all of the fiefs to my friend because I want him to grow his army as much as he can, and yeah, that's basically it. So we're going to see what happens, okay? We're going to see what happens. I'm not really going to conquer the entirety of Calradia. I've done that multiple times. I'm not really interested in doing that, because it is basically a lesson in tedium, really. It is more a case of how much can you do this repetitive action. That's pretty much what it comes down to. So there's not really any skill in actually conquering the entire map or anything like that. I know a bunch of people want to think that there is skill in that, but there isn't. I'm sorry to break it to you. But the thing is, it's still kind of difficult for us right now. So I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Let's give it a little bit more time in the oven, shall we? Let's give it a little bit more time, because, as I say, I actually really like this character. I don't know what's going to happen when he dies, because let's face it, he does have... Well, he is pretty old now. Okay, he is pretty old now, and there is a relatively high chance he might actually, you know, meet his demise at some point. But as you can see, we have a bunch of Battanians here that we can indeed capture. I'm not going to be taking any prisoners, because we have enough cash, I have enough money, and all manners of other things. As you can see right here, we just have so much food that I really need to get rid of all this stuff, but I haven't actually been able to, because while I do have some towns, I am bankrupting them almost instantaneously. And you can see here that, yeah, so this is basically the update of what I've done. I took Hongard Castle, I took Charis, and I took Jaculan right here, as well as Yuzank Castle. And they were all relatively simple to take. No one really did anything to stop me for taking any of these, because the Vlandians are obviously in a really, really bad position, obviously, because we have basically executed almost all of them. And the only people that are actually doing anything against us from the Vlandians are, in fact, a minor faction. I can't remember who they are. I think it's the Company of the Golden Boar or whatever it is, and they seem to be a little bit annoying, but they're not really providing us with a great deal of, should we say, a great deal of challenge or anything like that. But yeah, you can see here, as you can see, there's Mr. Unkid. He is attempting to do something at this town here, which is really not my business. I don't really care if he takes that or not, to be honest, because if he takes it, he's going to be significantly weakened. Ah, the Vlandians are actually mustering up a little bit of a fight here. Okay, this is interesting. Alright, okay, fine. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so, yeah, we're not going to make peace. I'm sorry, Mr. Byram Breakskull. I'm not going to be making peace with anyone. That is actually going to be my main thing here. I'm not going to make peace ever, alright? We're not going to make peace ever, because that's the challenge. That's part of the challenge, being at war against every single faction all the time. And we've been at war with them for 205 days, as you can see. We've been at war with every single one of them for 205 days. And you see here that the Vlandians, they actually still have a pretty significant amount of people, because they have 4,600 in total strength, but that could be taking some of the garrison's strength and adding it to the total, which is obviously a bit of a problem. But I guess that's not too bad. But anyway, we're going to be attacking. We're going to actually attack with the garrison alongside us, hilariously enough. Actually, not really what I want, to be honest. I am not a big fan of actually getting the garrison in on this. But, yeah, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Basically, every single time I have done any kind of battle, I've usually just charged everyone in. I don't really see a point in doing it a different way, because if I do it a different way, we are most likely going to be, well, beating around the bush a little bit too much. I don't really like doing that. I kind of like just going straight on in, considering we have so many cavalry. I mean, really, we have so many cavalry. It boggles the mind to think, you know what, I should be scared of the opponent. You know, I should be hiding away on my side of the battlefield. No, why should I do that? I shouldn't do that. I should be in their face, getting in their face. I should be, you know, saying to them, this is how you roll, you know, this is how you roll with a massive army like this. And that's exactly what we want to do, you know? Even if I do end up losing a couple of troops here and there, that is just how things are. That is just how war is. You just have to, you know, take the losses as and when they come, and that's just how things are going to have to be, unfortunately. I would love for us to not take any losses whatsoever, and I think I probably could take less losses if I were to use a semblance of strategy. But as I said, we are just overwhelmingly strong right now, especially with my own army, and I think Byram is running around with a pretty strong army as well. He doesn't have particularly good units, from what I can tell, but he does have a rather large army. The last time I saw him, he had 220 people, which is pretty good, I think. I think that's pretty good. And if only we can get him rolling. If we can get him rolling, I think we're probably going to have a maybe even a similar experience to Mengus Ironbelly. I know. He's someone that is absolutely legendary. If you've been on my channel a while, you know Mengus. You know Mengus Ironbelly. I even have one of his cousins in my army at the moment, Furcred Ironbelly, and I might actually be making him a vassal sometime soon as well. I didn't really want to make him a vassal initially, But I thought, hey, maybe we should, you know? Maybe we should actually make him a vassal, because he is indeed, as I say, related to Mengus. And if Mengus was insane, then maybe Furcred is also insane, but not sure about that. Wow, I'm actually surprised I didn't kill that. Yeah, well, my combat skills are actually surprisingly bad, which is quite funny, considering. You know, you wouldn't think that they would be super, super terrible, but, I mean, especially after this amount of time. But they actually are. They're actually not that amazing, but I'm actually not trying to be super, super good with our combat skills, because my main concern is being good at medicine and steward, leadership, roguery, all these other things. And so you kind of have to prioritize a little bit here and there. Anyway, there's another 52 renown for us. I actually don't even know what clan tier are we. It's been such a long time since I've actually played this particular game save. I don't remember. So let's take a quick look after this. I'm just going to, yeah, as you can see, I literally cannot even take all of the loot. It's pretty sad. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot of loot here that I'm leaving, but I can't do anything about it. I mean, I guess I could go to Galand and actually see what's happening, but yeah, anyway, let's just go here real fast, execute all of them. I actually do want to see whether we can complete... Oh, there we go. Yes, as you can see, boom, there you go. There's one clan that has now fallen. Maybe we can get a couple more. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. There's another clan that has been completely destroyed. And yeah, who knows? We might actually be able to tackle the Azurai as well. I mean, this is the thing. I didn't really want to get bogged down here, but that is seemingly what is going to happen, or it seems like that seems to be a thing that is somewhat unavoidable, at least at this moment in time, which is rather frustrating, because I personally would like to, well, I would like to maraud around a little bit, you know? I'd like to maraud around a little bit. I would like to try to tackle a couple of vassals here and there, because if you can actually kill enemy vassals, you can significantly decrease the overall strength of a faction with very minimal effort. Like, for example, look at this guy right here. Look at him running around right now. He's just running around randomly, dilly-dallying, doing all kinds of random stuff. As you can see, he got himself disorganized, which was a huge, huge mistake on his part. And now I can just auto-resolve against him, take him prisoner, and he's dead. He doesn't even realize right now. He doesn't even realize how dead he actually is until his head is on the floor. And there you go. He's gone. He's out of there. Let me actually just take a quick look here. I was actually having a look at my spouse there just to see what was actually going on with her stats, because I was a bit worried about dying. So yeah, anyway, let's go over to the Valandians right now and actually see. So you see here, yep, you see this? This is one of the clans. This is another one of the clans. You can see here that it appears as though you actually do need to eliminate pretty much every single one of the members of a clan now to be able to eliminate them, even if their clan is really, really weak. But as you can see, they also have 3 minor factions. So basically, we need to eliminate another... I don't even know. Another, what, 17 people or something like that? Or 12 or whatever? I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's quite a few. But there's a lot of minor factions, as you can see in the area, and the minor factions are the main thing, I think, that are keeping the Vlandians alive, especially after that last army was completely decimated. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're probably going to be going in against these Azurai, because they are actually just throwing themselves against this town. I think I should probably just wait a little bit longer, shouldn't I? Okay, so I have 225 in leadership now as well. Let's actually just take a quick look. Okay, I'm thinking right now we'll go for Great Leader, even though battle morale, I don't really care about battle morale, to be honest, because usually my morale is at 100 because we're just fighting all the time. And I'm at Clan Tier 5, as you can see right here. So Clan Tier 5, pretty good, not too bad, but I would prefer something a lot higher than that, if at all possible. But yeah, we're just going to go in here. Unkit is going to die. He is literally dead right now. He has no clue. He has no clue that this is going to happen, but he is dead. He's already gone, you know. The Grim Reaper is knocking on his door. And this is game over. This is game over for him. You know, this is like if he met, you know, John Kramer, you know, or what is it? Is his name John Kramer, actually? It's been a while since I've seen that. I think it is actually John Kramer. Oh, well, whatever. If you get that reference, then, you know, props to you, as is always the case. If you get a reference of mine, then good idea. Nice. Nicely done. But yeah, anyway, this might be a little bit problematic. They do actually have quite a few cavalry, and that is somewhat annoying, but I'm hopeful that it's not going to really impact our chances of success that badly. As you can see, they are actually doing some pretty hefty damage to us right now. It's mostly because they have a lot of Vanguard Faris units, and I think that is the main problem, you know? That is a huge issue right there. So if only they didn't have these, then I think... I'm actually surprised they weren't lost in the siege. It's a bit strange that they were actually still alive, but maybe they were... I don't know. Kind of a bit weird, as I say. I feel like they should have probably been already eliminated in some way or another. They didn't have to be killed, of course. They could have just been knocked unconscious, but they had no time to restore themselves before that. So... very weird. Oh well, never mind. Okay, we're just gonna have to speed things up. Speed it. And there we go. That is indeed a victory for us right there. Okay, nicely done. And I am going to be taking every single one of them prisoner, of course, as you might expect. Let's get all of them. And this is also, by the way, the reason why I'm not actually calling for an army with Mr. Bashing Butts. Because if I were to call for an army, he would have the possibility of taking some of the prisoners, and I don't really want to have to hassle with all of that micromanagement and everything. And we can, as you can quite clearly tell, we can handle these guys. You know, we can handle them pretty nicely, so we don't really need to worry about it too much. And yeah, otherwise, yes, as you can see, Yuzank Castle was indeed taken back. There was another Azurai army. Very interesting, very interesting. Okay, let's actually see what's going on here. So the Vlandians are obviously offering... Ooh, that is a large army right there. Yeah, that is a very large army. Okay, so Charas is under siege. Right, okay, so I'm gonna take Yuzank Castle back. There's only 179 here, and I don't really want to show that because it is literally a thing that I have besieged multiple times now. Alright, so I just captured a bunch of Azurai vassals. It wasn't actually very difficult because they were literally running away from a bunch of the garrison at Charas. They threw themselves against the wall, and all I needed to do was just pick them off, and yeah, pretty easy stuff. However, I now have this on our hands as well. We have this, which is actually kind of an interesting situation because I would like to take them apart as well, because if we can take them apart, I'm actually thinking this is indeed the queen. This is the Queen of Landia. So I am actually pretty happy with this. If we can make this work, then maybe... I'm actually not sure what's going to happen when we completely eliminate all the clans from Vlandia. I think what's going to happen is a bad thing, because you know how it happened before when I did this, or when I attempted to do this. When you eliminate an entire faction through, through executions, what usually happens is it actually goes into a state where, for some reason, some random faction gets control of all of their fiefs, and then it just automatically transfers that control over to them. Which is really weird in my opinion. I actually don't know why that happens, but apparently it does. Kind of a bit strange, but yeah, anyway, I took Yuzank Castle back, as you can see right there, and obviously defended Charas. So, shall we try a siege? We could try a siege. This only has 486. I mean, we've seen... I've shown you basically how sieges work in this, and it isn't too difficult. And I did actually level up, as you can see right there. I have basically nothing to spec into. I guess I could spec into some two-handed, I suppose, or something like that, but yeah, there isn't very much. Oh, and there we go. We got another healthy baby. Fantastic. Very nice indeed. Okay, good work. Good work. Good work, both of you. Yes, they're doing a great job. They're doing a very, very good job right there. Anyway, what we're going to do is we are literally not going to do anything. We're just going to charge straight on in. We are just going to charge straight on in immediately. And they are going to hopefully take the walls relatively quickly. And then we will capture it. Let's see. Let's see what actually happens with that. Obviously, this is going to be very, very difficult because they do have a bunch of catapults. So I might, in fact, have to run away. But I'm kind of hoping that that will not be the case. Let's get up there. Okay, they're not actually doing anything to get rid of the ladders, which is kind of nice. That is unusual. Usually they are going to get rid of the ladders. Let me see if I can actually get in here. Ah, yes. This might be... Oh, no, wait. Oh, no. I might be able to do something. Hello there. Oh, yes. Ah, very good. Okay. So it seems like... enemies are... Okay, this is kind of strange. I'm not sure what they're actually doing right now, but it seems like they're doing some weird things. And, well, all I can do is, you know, murder them, yes. Murder them as much as I possibly can. And hopefully my forces will be able to get onto the walls, or I may have to invest the time in constructing some siege engines, which I didn't really want to do, because all intents and purposes, the people here are not exactly dangerous. We can deal with them relatively simply, as you can see right here. I've been having relatively decent success with this strategy. It does end up forcing me to go and resupply at nearby garrisons, of course, because I do have to recruit additional people. I'm not actually recruiting people, though. I am just taking from the prisoners and then converting them, and, you know, over time that obviously works. But it is a time-intensive process, which is kind of annoying. But we're actually not doing too badly right now. Let's kill these guys. Nice. Cleave damage. Cleave damage. Can this guy actually just... Oh, no. Are you serious right now? Okay, there we go. Nice. Okay, yeah. So let me just pick up these... these are explosives, right? These are explosives as far as I'm aware. So let me actually see what happens. Boom. Oh, that works. That works actually very, very nicely. Hello there. Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay, can we actually get a little bit more? Let's see. What about that? Oh, yeah. There we go. That is what I'm talking about. I like it. I like it. Okay. How many more of these do they have here? Actually, quite a few. Nice. Okay, not that good that time, unfortunately. It seems like they're getting a little bit overrun now, so we might have a bit of a problem. I'm going to kill some of my own people, but they're not actually dead. They are just knocked unconscious. So bear that in mind. They're not dead, they're just knocked unconscious. Yes, that's a thing we can take away from that. And I think I'm probably going to have some issues actually even getting around here now. Wish I had some other form of explosive or some other AoE thing that I could do. Unfortunately, this doesn't seem to really be super effective for us. Oh, I can't jump over that? Oh, I actually thought I could jump over that barrier. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to die here, unfortunately. Yeah, I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to take this without dealing with the walls, because I did actually destroy the walls at Charis, because it is a town, and I was kind of thinking, yeah, you know what, maybe I do need to do that. And the walls were actually already damaged, surprisingly, probably by the Azurai, maybe? I'm actually not entirely sure. But yeah, they were already damaged, and I thought, ah, yes, that sounds like a good idea. You know, let's try to destroy the walls a little bit. But unfortunately for me, yeah, as you can see, this doesn't seem to really be a thing that is going to happen. So, actually, wait a minute. Do you think it is going to happen? Wait a minute, let's have a look. We're not actually sustaining too many casualties. I mean, I do have around 250 people, right? I do have 250 people, so if we're actually... Oh, wait. We could actually start seeing some... Yeah, no. Actually, we might achieve victory here. We might achieve victory. My medicine skill's leveling up. I did put a couple of extra focus points in that just to help us out a little bit. And I think we're good, actually. Yeah, no, I think we're good, even though we do have to climb the ladders again and again. And we're done. There you go. Okay, I was really actually considering just retreating right there. I mean, you saw me. I was, you know, hovering the mouse over And, well, thankfully, we didn't have to do that. And they have retreated to the keep. Unfortunately, I can't actually go into the keep because I am wounded. I did want to show you because there was actually a comment. Someone was talking about what it is like to go into the keep because I don't usually show that. And in this case, well, I can't show you. I would like to, but I can't because I am wounded. So you can see there. But basically, you just go in and you just fight in the castle, and it's actually very, very fun. I just don't do it usually because it is just, you know, a formality, basically. Yeah, you know, the enemy is never going to be able to win in that situation. So, you know, that's usually the reason why I don't do anything with it. Anyway, I'm actually not going to take any loot either. I have way too much loot as it is. I'm going to show mercy here. Going to go into the trade screen because I do want to obviously get as much stuff sold as I can. Oh yeah, and look at how much I have already sold. Yep, 72,000 worth, and I can even sell more of that. And look at my weapons. Look at how much I can sell my weapons for. It's absolute insanity. I have so much loot on me right now that there is actually nothing I can do to get rid of it fast enough. It is hilarious. But yeah, so as you can see, things are a little bit chaotic around here. The Western Empire has been capturing a couple of things from the Britannians. Even the Sturgians have been capturing some stuff. The Aserai have very much encroached into the Western Empire as well, which is actually very surprising because the Western Empire have been expanding into Britannian territory, but they haven't been defending against the Aserai. A little bit perplexing on that. I don't understand why they wouldn't be doing something to defend themselves, but yeah, it's a very interesting, well, in this area at least, a very interesting smattering of fiefs. They all seem to have different ownership and so on and so forth. But yeah, anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.